Here's your wrestling news for October 5th, 2025. Your headlines for today include health concerns force AEW to scrap Kenny Omega's big match, unfair and biased, WWE faces accusations of selective treatment, tension explodes as Seth Rollins confronts Paul Heyman after SmackDown, AEW's true motivation for bringing back Andrade exposed, Mustafa Ali opens up about sudden NXT promo change, WWE quietly re-signs popular star to long-term deal, controversial Hulk Hogan documentary officially greenlit, Hendry drops major hint about NXT vs TNA involvement, and more. We're kicking off today with major news as Kyle Fletcher's showdown with Kenny Omega is officially off for now. AEW has put the planned singles match between them on hold over concerns for Omega's physical condition, with the company not wanting to exacerbate the issue. PW Torch reported that the company is holding off on the match after determining that Omega isn't 100% fit. There had been internal doubts over whether he could deliver at the expected level against a fast-paced wrestler like Fletcher. Fletcher, who has become an integral part of the Don Callis family, has been a thorn in Omega's side for weeks, so the match would have been a natural moment. But AEW isn't forcing the situation and is wasting no time pivoting away. Omega worked a trios match earlier in the night before his post-match ambush by the returning Andrade El Idolo. While Omega is back in action, the former AEW World Champion is continuing to manage lingering issues, including diverticulitis, which cost him most of 2024. This creative decision is allowing Omega to be protected while continuing to advance his storyline against the Don Callis family, all while spotlighting Andrade on his surprise return. Andrade's shocking return on the October 1st episode of AEW Dynamite wasn't just a headline-making moment, it was the opening move in a much larger plan. Because his WWE release came without a non-compete clause, he had the freedom to make an immediate jump, and now he's officially back under contract with AEW. According to Fightful Select, Andrade's new AEW deal was finalized only within the last week, but what's even more interesting is that creative plans for his return were already in motion before the paperwork was complete. His post-match ambush on Kenny Omega and sudden alliance with the Don Callis family weren't spur-of-the-moment decisions, they were a part of a carefully laid-out storyline AEW had been preparing for weeks. Behind the curtain, there's a clear business motive driving this move as well. AEW officials reportedly view Andrade as a key figure in expanding their presence in Mexico, particularly through their broadcast relationship with Fox Sports Mexico, where Andrade already has significant name recognition. That combination of international appeal and storyline intrigue makes his comeback one of the most strategic plays AEW has made this year. Now all eyes are on whether Andrade can capitalize on this second chance, both as a top-tier performer and as the global star AEW hopes he'll become. Do you think Andrade's return will finally cement him as one of AEW's biggest stars, or will history repeat itself? WWE is always looking to secure talent to long-term contracts where possible, and a new one has just been completed. Fightful Select has confirmed that Bronson Reed quietly signed a multi-year deal with WWE a few months ago, extending his run with the company. It was done before speculation on how long he had left even began, showcasing that WWE has a great deal of belief in him as a performer. It's a positive step for him and guarantees WWE will have his services moving forward for the foreseeable future. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. The main event of SmackDown paired Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The babyfaces held control until Seth Rollins interfered, dropping Orton with a stomp while Heyman distracted the referee. Reed followed with the tsunami to score the win. Just as Heyman predicted, doubt and defeat now surrounded Cody and Orton's partnership. What followed only deepened the intrigue. With Cody taken out earlier by Breaker, Rollins tried to launch another attack after the bell. Heyman stopped him, ordering the Bronze not to intervene. Rollins ignored the warning, went after Cody anyway, and was left laid out by a crossroads to close the show. Heyman's refusal to let the Bronze help is a telling sign. Fan shot footage showed Seth Rollins getting back to his feet and confronting Paul Heyman. While Heyman tried to explain himself, Rollins' frustration was obvious before he stormed off behind the curtain. It was a brief but telling moment, one that adds more fuel to the growing speculation that a split within the Vision is imminent. Week after week, subtle tension has been building between Rollins and Heyman, and this latest exchange seems to confirm that a major shakeup is coming. As we've been reporting, creative plans point toward Rollins being ousted from the Vision, paving the way for Brock Lesnar to take his place alongside Heyman. If that happens, it would naturally push Rollins back into a full-fledged babyface role, a move that could redefine both his character and WWE's main event scene heading into the next phase of this story. Mustafa Ali's emotional return to WWE NXT on September 30th didn't just surprise the fans, it surprised him too. After being gone from NXT for 749 days, Ali made his unannounced return and went straight after Ethan Page, demanding the North American Championship match he never got. But while the promo struck an emotional chord, one small detail turned out to be slightly off. Ali admitted afterward that he got the number of days wrong. Speaking with Adrian Hernandez, Ali laughed about the mix-up and explained that math has never been his strong suit. He revealed that Shawn Michaels had actually given him the correct number just moments before the segment, but in the excitement of the moment, it didn't quite stick. I'm a very passionate individual, but I am not good with dates and numbers, and I think I actually got the number wrong. I think it's actually more. Shawn Michaels said 792 and I said 740. I should have just said over 700 days, but you know, when someone throws something at you last minute. Interestingly, Ali didn't even realize that his return lined up almost perfectly with his last NXT appearance until afterward. For context, Ali was originally slated to challenge Dominic Mysterio for that same North American title back in 2023 before his release cut that storyline short. That real-life history has now come full circle, and the timing couldn't be better. Ali went on to praise Shawn Michaels and the NXT creative team for giving him creative freedom and working closely with him to build something meaningful. According to reports, his promo was considered a home run backstage, earning positive feedback from both talent and producers who felt it was the perfect blend of emotion and authenticity. Now, the only question left is whether Ali can turn that momentum into championship gold. He's set to face Ethan Page for the NXT North American title at NXT Showdown next week, and for the first time in years, it feels like Mustafa Ali's story might finally be heading toward the ending he's always deserved. Elsewhere in AEW, Hologram's momentum was unfortunately halted last month when he suffered a knee injury that'll keep him off television for the rest of the year. However, we now know the extent of Tony Khan's original plans. Brian Alvarez has reported that AEW had mapped out a significant moment for Hologram with his first loss, and the man set to give it to him was El Clone. The timing couldn't have been worse, as just before his injury, Hologram picked up a big win by pinning Hechicero in a trios match, showcasing that AEW had big plans for him. In his absence, El Clone won't fade into the background though. He made his presence known in a major way this week on Dynamite by costing Orange Cassidy his shot at the TNT Championship. The move aligned him with the Don Callis family, a stacked faction filled with amazing talent and serious star power, providing him with a great opportunity to make an impact moving forward. Should AEW pick things back up between El Clone and Hologram when the time comes, or move in a new direction altogether? Sound off in the comments and let us know what you want to see. Andrade is wasting no time making waves since his WWE exit. Just days after being released, the Mexican star captured gold in his very first match back on the independent scene, proof that he's not slowing down anytime soon. At the Crash Lucha Libre event on October 3rd in Tijuana, Andrade faced DMT Azul for the Crash Heavyweight Championship. In a hard-hitting showdown, Andrade defeated Azul to end his near 900-day reign and claim the title for himself. This victory marked Andrade's first singles championship in quite some time, and his first match since leaving WWE. Andrade's second WWE stint ended abruptly amid rumors of backstage issues and alleged numerous wellness policy violations. According to PW Insider, those violations were the driving force behind the release. However, the way WWE handled the situation is now drawing some serious scrutiny. As Lucha Blog pointed out, if Andrade truly failed the wellness policy multiple times, there should have been suspensions, typically 30 or 90 days, reflected in his match history. Yet Andrade's WWE schedule shows no such gaps. The outlet suggested that this discrepancy makes the wellness policy appear selectively enforced. The report also raised a broader concern. If WWE is keeping records of failed drug tests without taking consistent action, it could open the company up to legal or ethical issues down the line. Lucha Blog called it a bad idea to maintain such files without transparent process, noting that the program seems to be used when convenient, particularly in cases where WWE wants to justify a release. This has ignited a long-running debate about whether WWE's wellness policy still serves its intended purpose to protect the talent, or whether it's simply become another tool for corporate control. What do you think? Is WWE's wellness policy being applied fairly, or is it being used selectively when it suits the company's agenda? Share your thoughts below. Fans are preparing for the upcoming Showdown event between NXT and TNA, and they should expect to see a familiar face not already announced for a match. Hendry isn't confirmed to be on the card for the upcoming event, but in an online promo, the popular wrestler has confirmed he will be present in some fashion. He gave credit to Jordynne Grace and claimed he changed the landscape of NXT vs TNA by being the guy who stepped up at WrestleMania, which is when he confirmed they will say his name and he will appear on Tuesday. It's unknown what Hendry will be doing on the show, but his addition will be welcomed by fans. In other news, the war over the video killed the radio star is almost over, and Bubba the Love Sponge has got a massive win. In a shocking update, a federal judge has cleared the release of the explosive documentary that was tied to the Hulk Hogan sex tape scandal. The decision came after Bubba, real name Todd Clem, and the production company Waltz Films reached a tentative settlement with Nick Balea and Terry McCoy, who sued to block the film on Hulk Hogan's behalf. A press release confirmed the court ruled in favor of the documentary's release, citing the fair use doctrine for its inclusion of the sex tape, with the film including just 38 seconds of footage in its 2.5-hour runtime. Producer Ian Longan made it clear the documentary isn't just about the sex tape, but the chaotic Tampa radio scene that fueled it in a statement. Concerns raised by the Hogan estate about the documentary were misplaced. Instead of highlighting the sex tape scandal, the main point of the documentary is to expose how Hogan was used as a pawn in a Tampa-based radio war involving shock jock Bubba the Love Sponge Clem and the unintended consequences that followed from the unauthorized publication of the Hogan video. Court filings revealed that both sides are finalizing a written agreement that would bring this entire ordeal to a close. Until that's done, the judge's ruling allows the documentary to continue streaming without any restrictions. Do you think Video Killed the Radio Star tells the real story, or is it just another grab for attention off of Hulk Hogan's name? Let us know what you think in the comments. We're ending today with Bret Hart, who shared an emotional tribute on social media after sharing the great news that his daughter Jade has successfully beaten breast cancer, and he couldn't be prouder. Hart showed a video on Instagram celebrating her victory. As a fellow cancer survivor, Hart knows the gravity of this fight, and he expressed gratitude and admiration for her strength. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so Hart spread the message that early detection can save lives as he aimed to help others with his message. The moment was met with an outpouring of support and love in the comments from fans of the Hitman who shared in his good news.